Hi guys, and welcome to this lesson, lesson 2 on modal music. We're going to do another lesson on Miles Davis's So What. We're going to first off start looking at chorus 2, transcribe chorus 2, put a demo of that for you. I think playing other people's solos like that, if you are able to, and they don't go too high. This one does go up to B flat, but you know, there's nothing wrong with taking that down the octave, okay? If there is something that goes a little bit too high, just take it down the octave, but it is nice, slow and steady. So most of you, I feel, would manage this tune. I hope so anyway. So yeah, listen to his solo over and over again. Really try to get it so you can sing along with it. Okay, and that's going to help your internalization process. And as I said last week, try to do it when you're not doing anything else. So, you know, when you're not washing up or cooking the dinner or taking the dog for a walk, just try and sit there and just really focus as if you're in the band yourself, waiting to take the next solo. Okay. So activity 1 is to play through the solo. Maybe try and play along with Miles's version. Okay. Activity 2. So what we're actually looking at today, the main focus of the lesson, is something I love to use in my solos, and many players do. If you've seen the recent videos I've done on developing jazz vocabulary, and the other one I did on the Chet Baker jazz lines, chromatic enclosures are fantastic. And this tune is brilliant for practicing chromatic enclosures, because there's a lot of the time we're only playing over one chord. Okay, so it's either, for B flat, it's either E minor 7 or F minor 7. Okay, but it's the same principle. I'm going to talk about the how to approach a chord note in a second. Okay, but what I would like you to do is just practice those individually on their own. Okay, until they're really under the fingers, and then try and incorporate them into a solo or play along with the backing track. Remember, don't try and do them all at once. You could do them one at a time. Just practice approaching the tonic over and over and over again. So it's really easy on the fingers. You can hear it, and you're really getting good with your time and feel. And then have a go with the third. And then once that's great, then the 5th, then the 7th, then maybe the 9th. Okay. So activity 3, that is the 3-note enclosure exercise over the whole chorus. Okay. Activity 4, I've made a 4-note enclosure. Again, just added 1 note before it. So as you'll hear when we get to that. Okay. Activity 5 is you trying to have a go at improvising yourself, maybe using some enclosures and what we covered last week as well. Okay, remember leaving some nice space. Try to almost sing the solo in your head. Okay, so here we go. Let's get on with the lesson and activity 1. Okay, so as I said, very, very important. Listen to the solo over and over again. Don't just listen to Miles. Also listen to Cannonball, Bill Evans and John Coltrane, because they all have their own unique approach. But I feel that the Miles solo is probably the one that would be most manageable. Okay, so pay special attention to that. And here's chorus 2, just a recording of myself trying to play that chorus 2 transcription. Okay, here we go. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so obviously Miles doesn't use any chromatic enclosures in this, but it's such a nice easygoing tempo tune and it's not too busy with the chord changes changing every 2 beats or every bar. So it's a perfect opportunity, I think, to practice enclosures, chromatic enclosures in a musical setting. Okay, so let's just have a little listen to my activity number 2, which is the 3-note enclosures. Okay, and I'm either approaching the tonic, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, or the 9th. Okay, the 9th is a fantastic sounding note in this piece. Okay, here we go. So, as I said, 3-note enclosures, one of my favourite pieces of vocabulary to use in the etudes, just fantastic for spelling out the changes. And it's not actually just hard bop or bebop that they appear. I was looking through a solo the other day. In fact, it was a lesson to one of the patrons who has a private lesson with me. And we were looking at Louis Armstrong solos. And also I looked at Bix Beiderbecke's solo on Singing the Blues. And Bix uses chromatic enclosures. There's about 2 or 3 occasions within that solo where da do da da he uses a chromatic enclosure, and I was like, wow, that is very cool. So you can use it if you use it the right way in any type of solo. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now how I do it, either approaching from below or above. So as you can see now, it's in B flat, but you'll get it in all the different pitches and clefs as required for whatever your instrument is. So you can see on line 1 and line 2, I'm approaching the E, which for me is the tonic. So as we work backwards, or I'm going to play a chromatic note under, a tone above, and then come down chromatically. The other way you can do it is a semitone above and then approach chromatically from a tone below. To be honest, it doesn't matter what you do. It just whatever you practice, whatever. It's more to do with the shape rather than the actual notes, because it's the chord notes on beat 1 and 3 that will actually really spell out the changes. It almost doesn't matter what these notes are, but I'm just showing you the way that I do it. So a 1, boom. And then I do the same with the 3rd. Now, that A could be an A, or it could be an A flat. As I said, it really doesn't matter. In the first example, I did it from a semitone above. In this example, I'm using a tone above. Okay, and then approaching the 5th, semitone above the B, and then approaching from a tone. So that would be ba-da-da. Okay, and then the next one. Slightly different shape there again. It doesn't matter. It's how you practice them. It's how you practice them and what works for you. Okay, but you've got to somehow enclose chromatically, whether you start the note above or the note below, it really doesn't matter. I'm just showing you some ideas of what I do. Okay, and then on the D, the seventh, okay, and then it would be the same for the nine. The shape is the main thing. So if there's your destination, you're going to go ba da 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 or ba da da da. But it's more to do with just approaching it chromatically. That's what's going to spell out the changes and make it sound good. Okay, so that being said, we're now going to listen to a chorus where I'm approaching using 4 chromatic notes. Okay, and now you know what we're doing with this. I've explained that. You can work out yourself what I've done with the 4 chromatic approach note. Okay, here we go with that demo. So as you can see with the 4 chromatic notes, it's always ba da do da da da. So if there's the destination, it's da 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 da, do dee dee do da, do dee dee do da. Semitone below, tone above, chromatically down, semitone below, target note. Okay, that's how we're doing it. And if you look, you can see it's that same pattern every time. Okay, sometimes I drop down to the 5th. Okay, but it's still do dee 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 da, the target note there. Okay, let's now listen to a little solo I just tried to do a minute ago, using a mixture of space, a Miles type influence solo, but I'm adding in some chromatic enclosures. So even if you don't think, oh, chromatic enclosures, they don't sound good in this tune, it doesn't matter. We're not using it for that. We're using it as a practice tool because it is such a great tune for practicing chromatic enclosures. Okay, so here we go with my little demo recording, my little demo improvisation. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on enclosures. It's something that I use a lot in my solos and a lot in my etudes because they sound great. I love the sound of them. As I said, it really helps spell out the changes. So really try to incorporate this into your playing. Okay, like I said, we're only on E minor or F minor. If you were wanting to do a major chord, you would just do the same thing but approach the major third in the same way. So if that was the major third, it's still do dee da da or da 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 da. So semitone above, tone below, da da da, or semitone below, da, tone above, da 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 da, or da 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 da. There's so many different ways you can do it. I don't tend to do the last ones that I did. I tend to do more da 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 or da 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 rather than da 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 da. That it can become a little bit confusing there. So maybe for now stick with the way that I've mentioned, and have the best of luck with this lesson. Take your time. Remember what I said at the beginning. Maybe just practice approaching that the tonic. Do 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 over and over again. And do it with a backing track. When you get to the middle eight for the F7, have a rest and then come back in again. And just do it over and over and over and over again. When you're confident with that, then only do the F minor. But make sure it's under the fingers before you start trying to do it with a backing track. You want it so you don't even have to think about it. Okay, so you're not thinking about it. Okay, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.